Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.
Welcome to The Natural Cook. I'm Anna Gershenson. Thank you for joining our show today. I have Carol Kaufman, who is my guest for the third time. She loves being here, I guess.
I do.
And I'm very happy to have her. She's a recovering psychologist who got bitten by the bug of food. She fell in love with food. She learned cooking as a teenager. And then after her career being a psychologist, she just delved into the area of food, doing research about the culture of food, about the origins of food, and today we are going to be learning about peanuts. Peanuts are such a ubiquitous food in this country.
Yeah, Anna, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me back. I love being here. We all think of peanuts as the quintessential American food. Who can imagine a lunchbox without a PB&J? Who can imagine the Fluffernutter? It's got to be an American food, right? Peanuts at the ballpark, peanuts in the peanut gallery. But peanuts actually don't come from America. No, well, they come from South America, from the Andes, Peru specifically, which always made me wonder, why did Paddington Bear's Aunt Lucy send him to England, where food isn't always as good as it could be?
Not anymore.
It is getting better. But back when Paddington Bear was sent over,
right,
when there's so many wonderful foods in that area in the Andes, peanuts in particular, and potatoes. So today, I would like to talk about the history of the peanut, and I'm going to make a perfect dish for summertime picnics and barbecues. We have a potato salad called papas con salsa, which use two foods that are native to Peru, the potato and the peanut. So we're going to start off. I'm going to heat up some oil.
While you're heating up oil and sauteing your onions, and I will post this recipe on my Facebook page, The Natural Cook with Anna Gershenson, as well as the recipe that I will be making. So you will proceed, and at the same time, I want to show you that for my recipe, which is a vegetable bowl, it's a Thai vegetable bowl with basmati rice. You can have it with brown rice as well, with peanut sauce that I will make now in the blender, but it needs to be warmed up. You can make it you can start cooking now.
That's
yes.
Okay. Is it hot enough?
Right, yeah.
There we go. Let's turn this down a little.
Yeah, you need to reduce it, then reduce it. And I went ahead and started cooking basmati rice. And of course, brown rice is more nutritious. If you want to find out more about basmati rice, where I went into detail why basmati rice is really a good rice for you to eat, you can go back to my episode that I did with my grandchildren, where we had a Thai bowl with basmati rice and with beef. So here, I always soak my rice. I wash it very well, and
You want to get the starch out, right?
Yes, the starch out, and until the water is clear. And then I soak it. You can soak it overnight or at least 30 minutes in salty water. Pour it off, then put your rice into a pot. And to 1 cup of rice, you want to have 1 7/8, in other words, 2 tablespoons less than 2 cups of water. What I did, I reduced the water content a little bit, and I added a couple of tablespoons of coconut oil, because coconut oil will be in the peanut sauce, and it's just so delicious and so good for you. So please experiment if you don't mind having coconut oil. So I also will, I like to have all the steam inside, trapped, that will help basmati rice cooking. And what we are going to do is just have it there for 15 minutes, and then turn off the heat and keep it on this off the heat. Just, you can keep it for another 10 minutes, it will be ready and you'll fluff it up, or you can just keep it there for longer while your other things are cooking. Okay, so you can also use elastic, a band to just fasten it. So you're cooking, do you need to increase the heat a little bit?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
We want to saute the onions just enough till they soften, and then we'll add some other ingredients. But you want to dice up a large onion and put it in about a tablespoon of oil, peanut oil, which will give it a really nice flavor. Now, Anna's making something from Thailand, which brings you to the question, how did peanuts get to Thailand if they came from Peru? Well, way back when the Spanish and the Portuguese conquistadors came to South America, they found the peanut, they tasted it, and they said, not bad. They brought them back to Europe, back to Spain and to Portugal. And the Spanish brought them eastward all the way to China, Thailand included. The Portuguese brought them down to Africa, the west coast of Africa, where they ended up in the hulls of slave ships, which is how they got to the United States. So peanuts have always been connected with the African American population, but they actually have been all over the world, and it's wonderful to see how different cultures have adopted this legume. It's not a nut, actually, and adapted it into their own cultures, and then loved it. The Moche civilization, which lived starting around 700 BCE, used the peanut as their main protein source, and they revered it so much that they made magnificent gold and silver jewelry, necklaces that looked like peanuts, just gorgeous. They made pottery with peanuts on them, and they buried their leaders with peanuts. As the Egyptians buried their pharaohs in pyramids, the Moche people, and they predated the Inca by about 300 years. They were just so in love with the peanut that they really made it part of their culture. Now, these onions seem to be getting a little soft now, so I'm going to add 2 cloves of minced garlic.
So while Carol is cooking this, I'll tell you what I'm doing.
Let me just finish. I'm going to add this up.
Okay,
and
go
some,
ahead. Yes.
It calls for ají amarillo chili,
Yes.
but you can't really get that here. So I used a jalapeno that I grew in the garden. You can use a milder chili. You can use whatever you like. You can use sriracha sauce if you like, but you want a little bit of heat, or a lot if you like a lot of heat. So then you saute that all together.
Yeah, that's a good thing that you can regulate how much heat you want in your food, and if it's not hot enough, does the heat have to be in that saute, or you can add it maybe a little bit later if you taste and you see that.
That's a really good point, Anna.
Yes.
If you want, you can just take your siracha sauce and add it later.
Right.
I know I have one child who likes it hot, and a husband who likes it hot, and I like it not mild, but medium maybe. So it's entirely up to you. But I happen to grow hot peppers in the garden, so why not use it? So then you add a little bit of water, a little bit at a time.
So your onions are basically, they just become translucent, right?
Yes, you want them soft. And
how soft should they be?
I like them as, if you can see through them,
right.
That's soft enough.
So they will retain a little crunch?
Yeah. Let me just check when I make sure I'm doing
Yes.
this. I was doing adding water. Okay, then I add my cubed potatoes. You take 4 medium cubed potatoes, and you add it to the mix and stir it up. And you want to heat it up.
Yeah.
And they were cubed.
Yes.
And heat it up. So, okay.
So you used all of these. You don't need these. You need more
still
water.
need some more water.
Okay, great.
You want it to be saucy.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're actually creating, so you're cooking potatoes together with this, even though they are cooked. You know,
Right.
I brought potatoes. These are Yukon Golds, and these are wonderful for potato salad. They are a little bit on the starchier side, not like Red Bliss. Red Bliss are kind of more watery, and these hold their shape very well, and are on a kind of have this a little sweetened flavor, so they are wonderful for a salad. If you're making potato salad, which probably will be making a lot in the summer, so this is really a good potato to use. I boiled it, and then you need to peel. You actually boil it together with the skin, like a whole potato, and there are 4 medium potatoes in this recipe, right?
You are scaring me. You're looking up while you're slicing with this sharp knife.
Well,
but look what a good job you're doing.
Thank you. This is, when you are a professional chef and you do this so many times, then you don't even have to look, because you know the right position of the hand, and you will never cut your fingers. And this is what I'm always teaching people. Curl your fingers, then your nail is not here, your fingers are not sticking out, your knife rests on your knuckle, and there is no way for you to cut yourself. So
she said,
okay.
I'm going to mix together a quarter cup of quarter cup of evaporated milk, and make sure when you use evaporated milk you shake the can really well, and a half a cup of chunky peanut butter.
Okay, so while Carol is doing it, the other ingredients that goes into the salad that will go over the rice is Napa cabbage, and Napa cabbage is wonderful. Of course, it is in the cruciferous vegetable family, and I know people don't use it enough, and I know that they have it now at our farmers market in downtown Pittsfield, so please run there this Saturday and get it. And you can make this lovely salad. You can put it into any salad. You don't have to have lettuce greens to create this a lovely salad. But this has a really nice crunch. So you will use about quarter of the head of cabbage. All right, so
the colors look magnificent together,
yes.
The orange and the purple carrots. Okay, now you see the peanut butter and the evaporated milk are...
Yes. And by the way, Carol, if somebody doesn't want to have dairy in this dish, can you use coconut milk instead? Or
actually
almond milk? Or
Sure.
Yes, some kind of substitute, because I know that there are people who cannot eat dairy or who are allergic to dairy. Okay, so while Carol is putting it in, I'm going to prepare the sauce. All the ingredients for the sauce go into the blender, and it's a cup of smooth peanut butter. It's 3/4 cup of coconut milk. It is 2 chili peppers. You can buy whichever ones you like, depending on how hot you like it. There are 2 tablespoons of lime juice. There is also 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, and 1/4 cup of brown sugar. So I think that's it, but the recipe will be on my Facebook page.
Oh, does this smell delicious?
All right, so I'm turning it on. Okay, so you have to just process it until it's smooth, but this sauce can be made this way 3 days in advance, but it is served warm. So I will then put it into a pot and warm it up, and we will be serving it warm.
Okay,
so let's take
So the last thing I have to do here is add some salt and stir it together and put the rest of the water in there so it's a little more saucy. And we'll stir it all together, and then we'll serve it on lettuce leaves. And now you can serve this room temperature, absolutely, if you wanted to take it to a picnic or a barbecue. And the beauty is there's no mayonnaise in here, so you don't have to worry about it spoiling outside. There's no egg, there's nothing. So
well, you'll serve it with egg, but
you can serve it with the cooked egg.
Right, cooked egg. Right. Because there is a raw egg that goes into a mayonnaise. Of course, it's being pasteurized, but still, it's a good point, Carol.
I'm going to grab a fork. I'm going to grab a fork and taste it and see if it's ready.
All right.
And if I start choking because I put too much jalapeno in here, you'll know.
Okay, so So I have my napa. Here you can have, as you see, I use duck. Is it good? I can hear means that it's really good. All right.
Well, you know, it's 12 o'clock. I'm hungry.
Okay, so our rice has been cooking for 15 minutes. I'm turning off, and it has to keep sitting for another 10 minutes without heat. And then you can remove the lid and you can fluff it up. I allow it, I try to plan so that my rice is ready, you know, way before I put my meal on the table, because it will be anyway, you know, sitting and keeping the hot temperature. And but that's how fast basmati rice cooks, and that's wonderful. So in this recipe, you also have, you can put golden beets. I chose to use carrots that are bicolored. One is purple, which of course has this wonderful antioxidant that's very good for you. Whenever you see anything purple, buy it and eat it. Then
provided it's a food item.
Right, exactly. Then we have this cucumber that we're going to slice very thinly, and we're going to put it there as well. You can also add bean sprouts, or you can use some kind of pea shoots. Okay, so while I'm chopping, can you tell us more about peanuts? It's fascinating. I grew up in Latvia. It used to be Soviet Union, and only coming to this country, I met this ubiquitous peanut butter. I never even heard of it.
It's everywhere. And the funny thing, it was not funny, so many people have allergies today. Kids today have a lot of allergies. But a study was done in England, a really big study comparing English children with children in Israel. Now, kids in Israel eat a product called bamba. It's a snack food that is made out of peanuts. And they don't show peanut allergies. So today, doctors are recommending that pregnant women eat peanut butter, provided they're not allergic, and that their kids start very early so that they can develop a tolerance for this is, again, a legume.
Let me let me
just put the lettuce leaves here. We're going to serve this now.
Okay, so why don't I move it? Because I'd like to put and start warming up the sauce, because we don't have all the time.
Okay, let me put this on here.
Right.
And we will serve it. Ooh,
why don't you position it this way? Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
How you like.
Okay, wonderful. I can't wait to taste it. So we're also putting, besides our cucumbers, I'll finish slicing it. We also are putting celery, and celery is, you know, celery is one of my favorite vegetables. And I know that I always say that it's underused. Make sure that you add it to your salads. It adds crunch, and it adds wonderful nutrition. I know that maybe some of you read that celery juice is a wonderful remedy for very many ailments, digestive, you name it, really many ailments, and it's been promoted as a wonderful remedy to drink first thing in the morning, like 16 ounces of celery juice that will help you heal from whatever is ailing you. So celery is going into this salad as well. And then we will have wonderful herbs. We will have mint, scallions, and cilantro. Of course, cilantro cannot be in a salad, in a Thai origin salad or Mexican origin salad. And these are beautiful. You see that they are, again.
You said it can't be, or it has to be? You said it can't be?
What?
It's cilantro.
Cilantro in a Mexican dish?
Must be,
I think
yeah.
It must be, absolutely.
Now, I'm one of those people for whom cilantro tastes like soap. It's a genetic
Really?
thing, so
Oh,
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
eat. But dried cilantro I can use.
Huh, interesting. So,
Anyway.
I'm sorry that I'm putting cilantro there a while, and you won't be able to taste it. I hope that you will be able to taste it.
I'll take one for the team.
Okay,
So now we have,
I'm warming
we're
up
just going to
the
garnish
sauce.
this with some sliced hard-boiled egg.
Okay.
And you've got
Okay.
a salad. Normally I would just serve this on individual plates for the people to take, but we'll do it this way. And you've got a high-protein salad that is easy to make with easily available ingredients, except of course for the aji amarillo, but you can use any pepper you like. And there you go. Now, you wanted to know a little bit more about peanuts. Now, you ever heard of goober grabbers? Goober grabbers were what they called the Confederate soldiers. During the Civil War, when General Sherman surrounded Atlanta, supplies couldn't get into the troops, couldn't get through the troops. So there was no meat, and people were hungry, and they had to be nourished. So they started using a lot of peanuts. And the Yankee troops also learned about the peanuts, and they brought them back north with them. And they became very popular, being sold at circuses, and the people in the cheap seats in the theater would bring them as snacks, the way we eat popcorn today. And that's how the peanut gallery phrase was born. So peanuts really became incorporated into American culture. Peanut butter was developed in many places. Chinese used ground peanuts, and the Africans used ground peanuts, but they didn't actually have what we call peanut butter. John Kellogg and another doctor whose name is lost to history made the first ground peanut paste. Now the Kellogg's, who are now known for their cereal, of course, tried making a peanut paste, but they boiled the peanuts instead of roasting them, and it didn't really go anywhere. So they switched to cereal. But they wanted something, a high protein food to feed they were vegetarians, and they wanted their patients to be vegetarians. This is a very long time ago. So theirs didn't go anywhere, but the other guys did. And then this gentleman at the World Fair in St. Louis set up a little booth and sold in thousands of dollars in today's dollars, sold thousands of dollars of peanut butter, and they were off and running. Today, Procter & Gamble alone produces 250,000 jars of its peanut butter every single day. So peanut butter is here to stay in American culture, to the point that we have little orange marshmallow-shaped peanuts, peanut-shaped marshmallows, or marshmallow-shaped peanuts, I guess, peanut-shaped marshmallows sold in the candy section of the store. They don't taste anything like peanuts, of course, but we love our peanut butter, we love our peanuts, and they are here to stay. And you can eat them roasted, you can eat them boiled, you can eat them raw.
Okay, so my peanut sauce is warm, and I will be now adding it to the salad and tossing together. And I will use 2 spoons to do this. And then extra, you can just put into some kind of bowl, and you can serve it on the side if people want to use it, on top to drizzle some more.
That looks wonderful.
So I'm sorry that there is cilantro there, but I guess maybe because there are so many other ingredients. Okay, so now we also need to check our rice. And let's see how it puffed up. And you see that the rice is cooked, because the basmati rice does this thing that it kind of, it has like each grain gets separated. So we will let it sit a little longer, and then we'll fluff it up, and we'll use it with peanut sauce, with the salad. And you probably want to cool it if you want to take it on a picnic. You want to cool this salad, and probably it's not a good idea to serve it hot because the vegetables will wilt. But this is really a very nutritious and wonderful dish. And this is why I think peanuts became such a big thing in this country, because it's a protein that you absolutely always know that it's going to feed you and nourish you, together with all kinds of other minerals and vitamins that are in it. So is there anything else? I'll keep this still on the burner, and if there is anything else that you would like to add about this salad, by the way, also is going to be served with chopped eggs. So I'm not putting it on display simply because I don't want the vegetables to be totally cooked together with rice. But this looks awesome, and may I taste it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's not too spicy, is it?
Actually, I would add more spice.
Yeah, this is a very hot jalapeno.
Really?
I took the seeds out.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you chop hot peppers, wear gloves, take the seeds out, and I forgot to bring my swim goggles with me, but I chop onion and hot peppers with swim goggles. And if you look at my eyes, they're red because I was chopping onions and hot peppers without my swim goggles.
I would have added more spice, but that's my personal preference. Also, seeds add spice, so you don't even have to go for something spicier. You can use spice from seeds to put them into your
Absolutely.
into your sauce.
I
Right?
hesitate to make things too spicy, but as we said before, you can add a little sriracha sauce if you want it spicier.
Yes.
But a lot of people don't like it, so.
Yes,
Make it.
that's understandable. So I hope that you will be making these wonderful dishes at home and remembering what an asset little peanut is in our country and in our diet.
Absolutely.
And the interesting thing is that I was reading, because you were going to talk about peanuts, I was reading about how peanuts are actually grown. And peanut is a plant, it is not in the nut family, even
it's
though
a
we eat
legume.
it as
It's
a
a
nut.
legume, yeah.
But it's a legume, and when it grows, then the flower actually develops an ovary, and it starts curling and going down towards the earth, and then buries itself into the earth a few inches into the ground. And that's where this legume develops together with its shell.
Right, they call
Yes.
one of the other names for peanut is ground nut because they do
Right.
go in the nut. There are plenty of different names for them.
Right.
But,
And even though we eat it as a nut, but it's actually not a nut.
Right.
It's in the legume family.
Right.
And so I hope you enjoyed our show, and please come back and eat peanuts. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you for having me, Anna. This has been a lot of fun.
Support for this program is provided in part by Guido's Fresh Marketplace.